Welcome back, everybody. Today we are actually going to be talking about a situation that everybody is facing, and everybody is struggling with this situation, including myself, and that is self-forgiveness and how to deal with pain and how to overcome pain. Now, my name is Emil Mattia, and in this channel we want to show you by taking the three main pillars of life, which is your personal, spiritual and business life, and you mold them together. You can actually start living the life that you want to live, a life of true greatness. So if that sounds like something that you want to do, something that you want to accomplish, make sure that you hit that subscribe button. Next to the subscribe button, hit the little bell so you do not miss a single video in this channel. Now, before we jump into how can we overcome pain, we need to understand why are we feeling pain, can we run away from pain, and can we hide from pain. Now, my belief is that pain doesn't come over your life to break you down. Pain doesn't come across your road to give you a headache and to give you misery. Alright, yes, pain does give you misery, but it is not its main goal. The main goal of pain is to teach you a lesson, to give you extra skill in life that you would need to overcome a certain object. That is the reason why pain is there. That is the reason why pain exists. This is how I see pain. If you just start shifting a little bit the way you see pain and the way you deal with pain, you'll start to notice that most things in your life will start changing. You'll start seeing things completely differently. You'll start seeing a lot more opportunities. Start asking yourself the valuable question of, why is this pain in my life? What is it trying to teach me? And what do I have to learn from this in order to get it out of my life, in order for me to move on? And you'll see, once you've learned the lesson that pain is there to teach you, the pain goes away. Have you guys ever had a situation, and you can please drop me in the comments below if you had a situation like that ever before, while you were going through something, that moment you were going through it, you couldn't understand why you were going through it, but as soon as you went through it, it was like a little light just went off in your head, and you're like, oh, that is the reason why I had to go through it. That was preparing me for bigger and better things to come. This is the reason why I had to go through that pain. This is the reason why I had to experience it. Like I say, if you had a situation like that, drop it in the comments below. A few years ago, I went through a very dark time in my life. Extremely dark time. And I couldn't understand why I was going through it. I couldn't understand why these things had to happen to me. What did I do to deserve this type of misery, this type of pain in my life? A few years later, when I actually moved past the situation, when I actually moved through that block, and I looked back, I could actually see, wow, all of these things that I was doing, all of these things that I had to go through was preparing me for the person that I am today. And if you actually would ask me today, is there anything in your past that you would change? I would honestly say no. I'm probably one of the very few people out there that won't change anything in his past, because my past made me the way I am today, and I'm proud of the person that I am today. Maybe not the person that I was to become this person, but I had to go through it in order to be the person that I am today. I had to be that negative person in order to be this positive person that can help other people. I believe, and I've seen this time and time again, and most of us spend our entire life running away from pain. Most of us spend our entire life trying to hide and duck pain. Can I tell you a certain truth? You can do whatever you want to do, you can try whatever you want to try, and you can move wherever you want to move. Pain will find you. Pain is life, life is pain, the two exist together. You will never be able to run away from pain. You think you ran away from pain, you think you overcome pain at that certain time, just to find out a few years down the line that you're experiencing the pain of regret. Maybe it's a choice that you should have made. Maybe it's something that you wanted to do, a business that you wanted to start, but you were too afraid. A few years down the road, now it's the pain of regret. Now it's the pain of saying, I should have done it when I didn't do it. Now, that's why I say pain is everywhere. So, I always say, if you are going to struggle, you might as well just get something for it, alright? Make sure you don't struggle for free. Make sure when you struggle, at least struggle so you get something out of it. Don't just give your time and energy and let this thing happen to you, and at the end of the day you get nothing out of it. That's wasting your time, your energy, and it's just going to completely drain you as a person. So if you're going to struggle, make sure you're struggling for something worth struggling for. If that makes any bit of sense to you, drop me a comment down below. Let me know, are you struggling just to struggle, or are you struggling to achieve something great inside your life? I really would love to know from you. Now let's go into how can we overcome pain. What is the things that we can do to start moving forward, to start using this pain from a force that's breaking us into a force that's actually physically building us up, and that's helping us to greater heights and to overcome bigger challenges in our lives. Now, there's a lot of different techniques and methods that you can actually use to make this thing true. But the best technique that I've learned, the best technique that works for me, and I personally believe this technique, you have to implement it in order for the other techniques to work, and that is self-forgiveness. You need to start with yourself and forgive yourself for what you have done, or maybe someone has done something to you that you feel is unjust. You still need to be able to forgive yourself for having that hatred or that disliking towards that person. Start with self-forgiveness and move on from there. Now, there's a technique that I'm actually going to be teaching you guys today, and this technique helped me tremendously. This technique, there was one situation in my life that for 8 years of my life, I couldn't move past it. Since the day it started, till literally last year, I couldn't move past the situation, and I was so sick and tired of feeling the way I was feeling. I asked myself so many times, why has this thing happened to me, that I came physically to the core of the problem, but still I couldn't move past it. And that brings me to my point. Sometimes, some situations, doesn't matter what you do, you cannot move past it by yourself. You need help. There's a reason why there's more than one person on this planet, and that is so we can help each other. If I knew a personal coach would have helped me move past that situation within a few months, I wouldn't have spent 8 years trying to do it by myself and wasting all of that energy and emotions into it. I would have gone straight to a personal coach and say, listen, please help me. I do not understand this thing. I want to learn the lesson. I want to move on with my life. Help me get past it. And the personal coach that actually helped me past it was Christine from Dynamic Coaching. I'm going to drop her details in the comments below. So if you want to go check her out, please check her out. If you're struggling with something, the way that she helps her clients is truly amazing. It's one of the best ways that I've ever saw anybody do it. And she gets you to help you. She doesn't tell you what to do. She gets you to tell you what to do. That, for me, is the correct way of going to things. That, for me, is how a person should deal with their problems. It doesn't help someone is going to tell you exactly what to do. You're not going to solve it. You are your own person. You need to take something and make it your own, adjust it to how you are, and make it work for you so you can get the results that you want. Now, the technique that I want to share with you is, you have to do this technique alone. You have to be by yourself, preferably in a place where you feel safe. Definitely in a place where you feel safe, not preferably, definitely. So for the ladies, you maybe want to get yourself a nice warm bath with some salts and soaps and whatever you girls like to put into your bath. Gentlemen, you can just lay on your bed or whatever relaxes you. Just get yourself in a state of relaxment, slow your breathing down, and go into your mind's eye. Very important. Write down what I'm going to tell you right now, because you need to do this step by step. Really lean in. If you want to get over what you are feeling at the moment, try this technique. I'm not saying it will definitely work for you. I'm saying it worked for me, so there's a great possibility that it's going to work for you as well. So write down what I'm going to tell to you right now. First, you need to travel into your mind's eye towards the person that you were when that situation happened. Let's say it was a breakup. Now, let's say you guys been dating for 2 years. It's not the entire 2 years that's been the issue. There's generally 1 or 2 situations in those 2 years that's the primary source of pain. That thing happened towards you, and that situation is what you can't get over. Not maybe the person or the entire relationship. Just a single situation can keep you back from living a life of greatness. So first you need to identify what that situation is. Most probably you already know what it is. So if you know what the situation is, the next step is travel back to the person that you were that time. So I was 17, and when I did this exercise, I was 24. So I needed to meet myself in my mind's eye when I was 17 and the person that I am when I was 24. And us two, we needed to have a conversation. We needed to talk things out. So the conversation more or less is going to go like this. First, you're going to start talking, the person that you are today, you're going to talk to your younger self, and you're going to tell your younger self, listen, I forgive you. You made a decision with the information that was available to you at that time, even though it wasn't the right decision, even though you could have made a better decision, you didn't have the information available to you to make a better decision. So I forgive you for making that decision. I forgive you for doing the things that you did. You didn't know better. So how could you have acted better if you didn't know better? I forgive you. And the younger person is going to respond by saying, I accept your apology. I am very proud of the person that you have become today. I honestly want to be the person that you are today. I see you are so further ahead in the future where I want to be. I forgive you for taking this decision that I made and carrying it with you for all those years. Let it go. Because you are perfect the way you are, and you are on your way to a great success. More or less, that's how the conversation is going to go with yourself. You need to, it's very important to have that conversation to initiate self-forgiveness. Prepare yourself because the tears are going to flow. I can promise you, you will. A lot of tears are going to flow that night, and a lot of old emotions is going to come up. And what you need to do is don't block the emotions. Don't try to push it back into a corner. Actually let that emotions out. Let it flow. Set it free so you can actually face the pain, face the struggle. Don't run from it. Face it and work your way through it. Now the next conversation that I want you to have is with the person that actually physically hurt you. If you cannot have the conversation in person, have it in your mind's eye. After that conversation, move towards that person and tell that person, listen, I am so sorry I hurt you. I'm so sorry for all the things that I did, the choices that I made. If I knew better, I would have made a better decision, but I did not know any better. Can you forgive me? I am so sorry. Now the key is that person needs to have a conversation with you, and you need to make it as realistic as possible. You know this person, you know how that person is going to respond towards something like that you would tell them. Have that conversation. Let that person respond the way they would have responded if they were in real life. Are you following me with this? Have that conversation in your head the exact same as it would go in reality. Except, let that person say, like with me, and since my person said, yes, I was very disappointed, I wanted you to be there. All of these things, but at the end of the conversation, which really triggered me, which really set all of those emotions loose, that I took that bag and just like drop it. Just, that's 3 words, literally 3 words did this. And that was, I forgive you. I forgive you for what you did. When she said it, even though she didn't tell me in person, but the way she said it in my mind felt so real. It felt like I physically had a conversation with her. Those 3 words is what gave me the freedom that I am experiencing today, and this is why I'm teaching you this technique, so you can experience that freedom that I'm experiencing with you today. Now, if this doesn't work, or you have a situation that you're struggling with, get help. I would definitely recommend go to a personal coach. I have nothing against therapists. Therapists are amazing, but they sometimes only hack at the leaves and they do not kill the problem at the root. So go to a mind coach. Tell them, listen, this is what I'm struggling with. Firstly, they're going to see, are you ready for coaching? And if you're ready for coaching, it does cost a lot more money, but what you're going to get out of it is so worth it. It's mind-blowingly worth it. So truly, if you have a problem, go to a mind coach and ask her, and don't just go to anyone. Find the one that's working to you. Find the one that you have that click with and ask them, listen, I'm struggling. Can you help me through the situation? I'm going to close with this. Pain comes only for a certain amount of time in your life. But if I give up, however, it lasts for eternity. Really think about that. Really think about that quote. If I give up, the pain of regret will eventually find its way to me. The pain of not giving it my all, the pain, eventually you are going to feel pain. So why not feel the pain that you're feeling in this moment? Make it count. It will eventually go away. Don't give up. The pain that you are feeling right now will go away. Trust yourself, trust God. He has a better plan for you. Now, a few years ago, I've told you I was in a really rough spot in my life. I was totally submerged in solid depression for years of my life, and it wasn't a very fun space, and that actually got me addicted to emotional pain. Now, I really hope that you do not get to that point in your life where you are physically addicted to emotional pain. Maybe some of you listening to this is already addicted to emotional pain. It is not a fun feeling to have. You cannot function if you do not have emotional pain. You use people to get you emotional pain. You break people so you can get your fix of emotional pain. One thing that pain has taught me though is that I can survive anything. More important than that, whenever pain comes to my side of the world this time, if ever pain comes knocking at my door of my heart and I open the door and I see it's pain, I don't run away from it. I don't close the door and lock all the locks that I can, but I do the opposite, and I welcome that pain as I would welcome an old friend. I welcome that pain as if I really want to experience it, because I know, even though I don't like the experience that I'm going through, even though I don't like the negative feeling that I'm going through, I know that pain is in my life not to break me down, not to push me into a little ball and keep me there, but it's actually there to teach me a lesson, to better me for what I've been asking for. So I welcome pain. And at the end of the day, that is what I want for you as well. Stop running from your pain and start welcoming your pain. You'll see the day you start welcoming your pain as you would welcome an old friend is the day you'll have a huge shift in your life, and your life will start turning out for the better. So make sure you don't run from your pain, but rather face it head on, welcome it as an old friend, deal with it, and move on so you can get the lesson that pain wants to teach you, so you can go to greater and greater heights as God wants for your life. Now, if you love what you've been seeing so far, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Next to the subscribe button, hit that bell so you do not miss a single episode. We are going to have a lot more videos than this. At the end of the day, I want you to realize that you have the choice to choose. You can choose any life that you want to live. You just got to be willing to work for it, and you just got to be willing to sacrifice for the life that you want to live. It's been an absolute amazing pleasure speaking to you guys. Make sure you drop that comment below. The question of the day is, what are you struggling with? What can we help you with? There's 2 videos on this side. Check them out. Stay blessed, everybody, and I will see you on the next video.